Well, to Georgia now, where there is confusion and new signs of conflict this hour, despite what Moscow is calling a pullout. Interior Ministry officials say Russian forces are blowing up Georgian ammunition stores ahead of its withdrawal from the conflict zone. Russian military officials say the withdrawal is now underway, but concerns remain about how the Russians plan to pull out and when the withdrawal will be complete. Meanwhile, NATO will hold a special meeting in Brussels tomorrow to consider a response to the crisis. The CBC's Tom Perry reports.
Each day Russian troops remain in Georgia, Moscow's relations with the West become more frayed. After its overwhelming defeat of the Georgian military, Russia pledged it would withdraw its troops from Georgia, but those troops remain. And now Russia says that even if it does pull out of Georgia, it will maintain a military presence in South Ossetia, the disputed region that sparked the recent bloody conflict. The French president, Nicolas Sarkozy, has warned Russia that if it fails to leave Georgia, its relations with Europe would suffer. A similar message from the U.S. yesterday, and Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice.
There will be a process for dealing with what has been a difficult conflict in South Ossetia and in Abkhazia, but it proceeds, of course, from UN Security Council resolutions that are already there, and so there shouldn't be any question about the territorial integrity of Georgia.
NATO will hold a special session in Brussels to consider how it should respond to the delicate situation in Georgia. Georgia still hopes to one day join the Atlantic Alliance, but NATO knows that would be sure to antagonize the Russians, who've already shown they're willing to fight over an area they regard as their own sphere of influence. Tom Perry, CBC News, London.